Okay, this is our co-working space. And maybe in 10 years, or 5, or 2, or 1, this will be part of your life, so you just take a good look. It's wonderful. Water. Goodbye, house. Let's go, Mom. In April, I was manifesting this place, and now I'm here working digitally and living in this hostel. It's just crazy how I had no idea that in less than a year I'd be here. I thought it'd be 10 years or something. Manifestation works. So I was off on my own, backpacking, going from hostel to hostel, meeting a lot of new people. So I went from Cancun to Playa del Carmen to Tulum. And in Tulum, I was on a beach when some man came up to me and invited me to a party. So I just got invited to a private beach party, and I'm liking it. And I'm going to see if I can meet some people. At first I was worried that it wasn't safe. But the other travelers assured me that this was the thing to do, so I went to this rave, my first rave. It ended up being super amazing, and they invited DJs from all over the world, and I danced until super late and then biked home with another person using the stars to guide me because it was so dark. Next I went back up to Cozumel and went snorkeling. I met this Mexican family who kind of adopted me for the day. Bacalar, 4 hours south of there, was this beautiful town on a lagoon with lots of parties. I just bought some groceries and exchanged money at the ATM at the Axo. It's a beautiful night. My family told me it's negative 18 degrees Fahrenheit there, and it's a beautiful 80 right now. About to make some pasta. Love this feeling of going to the new place. It's me and my backpack. After Bacalar, I took a bus all the way up to Isla Mujeres and afterwards to Holbox and a ferry, and it's just this little island where they drive golf carts around. Then I went to Valladolid and had this very spiritual experience with a Mayan man. He stood in front of me and told me to tame my ego, that we are all one, somos energía, that whatever job I had, I could be a light of love to other people, and to think thoughts of only what I want more of, and that all is transient. He finished with a yin-yang handshake. Watched Jojo Rabbit on the way to Merida.
In the parking lot of Costco.
Then flew to San Cristobal de las Casas. I was getting pretty tired of traveling, just going to parties, hanging off the back of pickup trucks, watching sunsets, going to hostels, eating pizza. I was really bored and homesick, burnt out. I wanted like a purpose, which came to me eventually. Ahora estoy en Puerto Escondido y me voy a San José del Pacífico, entonces espero acá desde un autobús mini. Bajé de la camioneta acá en San José del Pacífico. Not leaving this hostel for 5 days healed that travel burnout. Off we go again, leaving the hostel to downtown Wack. After Mexico City, I flew to Puerto Vallarta on a plane, and I loved it. By some stroke of luck, I got this last-minute job at a hostel, which was paradise. I'm off to visit Puerto Vallarta. and learned that my grandparents' friends owned an apartment at a resort. Bucerias was where I met some long-term friends and had my birthday party. Little video update here in my beautiful bedroom volunteering and Bucerias. I just went for a walk and I realized how much fun it is to actually leave the hostel. And I ate at a vegan restaurant, very delicious. Like, oh, it felt so good. Love the vibes there. And then I saw Gustavo, who lives here, and he's working as a barista, and I got a ice cream latte. And then I walked on the beach and listened to a podcast and got a caramel roll and ate with Diana. Ya me voy. I'm going already from Bucerias to Puerto Vallarta. We've arrived at the waterfall. Margarita. Nachos. My mom and I like to take the marina walk back to our house.
It's our favorite walk home.
They're going home tomorrow. There goes Mom and Steve up there. Bye. The hostel owner graciously let me volunteer 3 more days as I figured out what to do next. I booked a ticket to San Jose, but it wasn't just any ticket. Those Texans know how to make their questions. This is the best. Look at this. I think I see it. Today couldn't have been better. My layover of 5 hours, I was able to see this little beautiful town of Grapevine, Texas. And all the people are amazing, and the food was like, oh my gosh, so good. I had like a chicken biscuit. And so now I'm heading back to DFW on this train and making my flight, ideally, to San Jose. Cutting a little short. The chicken biscuits, hard to run. The first thing I did in Costa Rica was meet up with a friend I met a year earlier in Mexico, and we Ubered into the mountains with all our camping gear. The rest of my trip was littered with boring moments where I wondered what I was doing with my life, mixed in with lots of extremely amazing, exciting moments and meeting people and great relationships. Going out today after work. So over there is where all the fishermen come in, and they have a huge seafood. I counted 19 ships waiting outside the Panama Canal over there. I made it to downtown, but it's like raining now, so about to run back to there. Panama City actually really impressed me with all of the nightclubs and the beach walk and the huge city I had no idea existed. But after a while, it was time to go back to Costa Rica. This is where the Narcos plane landed. So they put big hills on the runway so it won't land here anymore and receive drugs from people over there. So I was putting my sock on, and look what I found inside of it. This thing. At this point, I was really enjoying traveling, while also missing home. I met a few people on a volcano hike, and we traveled together for 2 weeks. When that was over, I zoomed through El Salvador, seeing as much as I possibly could, and then took chicken buses alone for all day long until I got to Antigua, Guatemala. In Antigua, I hiked with a group to the top of Volcan Acatenango to watch Volcan de Fuego explode every half hour while camping. It was the coolest thing I had ever seen. Katilang was a nature park.
I was sitting here on the beach and some guy sold me ice cream. Aquí estamos terminando el viaje en el último espacio de trabajar en Miami, Florida, en una celina.
After 5 months, I was ecstatic to be in Miami. I went running every day. I felt so safe. I went to yoga parties on the beach.
You know how it is waiting for your bus at 5 a.m. in Miami and you find a whole box of donuts on the ground? Hey. Me starting my day in Miami Beach.
I wanted to visit my aunt in Melbourne, but there were no buses.
After an hour of nothing, I made a sign. And then the guys I made the sign by, one was like, I'm going to Stewart. Wait by that truck. So here I wait.
So whatever, I had the best summer ever in Minnesota.
And I thought about what I liked and didn't like about that trip to make the next even better. I'd achieved my dream of becoming a digital nomad. It was a pretty grand adventure, and I'm grateful for that.